Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is some Bad Business gameplay. Right at the start there, guys, my character was toggle ADS, and I have to tap ADS to stop him from doing that. It only happens when you first spawn into a server. Is this a known bug? Because it happens to me all the time. Am I doing something wrong? Is it on my side? Because I don't know what it is. It's not the worst bug in the world. In fact, it's probably my favourite of all the bugs, because it doesn't impact the game at all. But it's definitely weird. Anyhow, this video is going to be story time about the UMP-45. So the gun that I'm using right now is a weapon that you unlock on the first prestige, and when I use it on the first prestige, it was one of my favourite guns in the game. It was my favourite submachine gun, other than the P90, but the P90 felt a bit weak, but it had tons of bullets, obviously. So the UMP was a gun I used a lot, and I had a ton of fun with it. Great gun. Everything about it was pretty solid. And then I didn't use it when I got to the later submachine guns because there's so much to use and I'm trying to try all the different guns. And then most recently, they've revamped it. And I would like to say that this gun's model is probably the best model in this game. Whoever modelled this weapon, the line between minimalism and realistic is immaculately trodden. The way you have balanced on that edge of making it look really, really good and really, really like it would look in a AAA title with a massive budget and a huge dev team, and yet it still adheres to the established bad business aesthetic. So massive props to the modeler on this one, and the iron sight of this gun is a love letter to the Modern Warfare 2 iron sight. So whoever made this model, not only did you make it superbly, but you gave it an iron sight that I do not hate, and that is very difficult to do in bad business because I like 3 iron sights, and even those 3, I don't like the perspective on them. This gun has both the irons that are great and just immaculately designed, and it has a much nicer perspective too. So whoever was in charge of this, make them do more work. Chain them to a radiator. Cherish them because they do great work. I can't say enough kind words about this gun, on its design. Now, stepping forward, the audio on the gun's a little different. I don't really remember what it sounded like before, but I think it sounds fine. The one criticism of the audio of it, I would say, is the 9mm rounds. The 9mm mag sounds awful. It just sounds flat and tinny, and it makes me not want to use it, even though it's actually pretty good. I just don't like it, and I have to put a suppressor on just to stop that shitty sounding noise. And I don't know what's going on with it. It might be photorealistic, it might be exactly what it sounds like in real life, but I'd love you to change it because it sounds like shit. And I apologise to the sound engineer or the sound designer. You've done great work in Bad Business. I like most of the sounds, even though a lot of them are similar. This is the one sound that stands out to me as something that is a big nope. So I will not use the 9mm mag on that reason alone. It's petty, but it's true. So let's talk about it, shall we? So they've given it a bunch of stocks. You can now get the folded stock, the civvy stock. I think you might even get a tactical stock. You can put a 50-round drum mag, and it's actually a drum mag. So that's pretty cool if you're an enthusiast when it comes to the accuracy of things. There's one barrel, which I think is a little disappointing, but I've also heard that the developers are making more barrels for guns that already exist, so I feel like barrels are something that are going to be coming in the pipeline just as part of the game's life. Oof, get shotgunned. So, one barrel's unfortunate, but I suppose it's cool enough. At least we've got a barrel, you know. It's better than nothing, as people say, even though I hate that phrase, because getting gang raped by 19 black dudes in prison with rabid wolves surrounding you is better than nothing, because nothing is the abjection of anything. There's no existence, there's no pain, there's no love, there's no lust, there's no video games. Nothing is nullity. You don't want that. But anyhow, this is the UMP-45, or the UMP, as some people say. How does it feel and how does it perform? So, I heard Petrify the other day say that he thinks that this gun is meta, and I think Petrify's smoking crack, because as good as this gun is, it loses to many better guns, and I can't imagine putting this gun on and trying to compete with another gun that I think that is high-end on the tier list when it comes to weapons. Now, the utility of this gun, is it high, and does it enable a good player to do a lot of good with it? Absolutely. If you hit headshots with this gun, and if you're good with the UMP, you will do wonderful things with this weapon, because it's a good weapon. However, the more I use this gun, coming away from like the old Bison, coming away from the way the AUG feels, the MP7, you know, like the SMO3, boys. The SMO3 is better than this gun in every conceivable way. It is, and now they've buffed it for some insane reason, and it's even bloody better. Like, if I had to go up against somebody who was using a good gun, and I had the choice between the UMP and the SMO3, I wouldn't pick this gun. Because it's just, it would lose in the ranges it should win. And this gun is great because its accuracy is high, its power is good, but I always feel, coming off of better submachine guns, that there are times when I need one more bullet. And that feeling, to me, is the reason I don't like the MP5, even though the MP5 has no recoil. It's the reason that I'm not a big fan of the TAR, because these are weapons that leave me feeling like they should die a bullet before they do. And of course, if you hit headshots, you can remedy this. If you're good with the gun, you can remedy this. But if you're doing long distance engagements, especially after the range changes, you're going to feel the UMP fail. Especially if you use the AUG, or if you use, something that hits. And that's the real issue, The biggest issue I have with the UMP, and with people saying it's super strong because it's strong, but it's stronger if you're stronger. The gun itself is very capable, with lots of cool things to do, and it excels in several ways. And it has good irons, which is rare as well, so it's got a lot of things going for it, but it's more so an extension of how good you are. So if you're super warmed up and very good at bad business, you're going to wreck shop with this gun, because it's accurate, it fires at a good rate, it's got decent hip fire, it's got a big mag now, its recoil's very controllable. Like, it's kind of one of the most usable submachine guns now in almost any range in any arena. But I'd just like to put out there that I don't think it's as strong as people are saying. And I remember when the L85 came out, everybody was saying that that gun wasn't that great, and there was a few people saying that it was super broken. I thought the gun was very good, I thought it sat in a nice area of balance, and people saying that it wasn't very good weren't very good with it, because that is a gun that can be absolutely monstrous. This is a gun that can be absolutely monstrous, but it's more so you than the gun. Like, I don't think I would ever leave a server because I was getting killed by this gun. Because if you die to this gun, it means they landed their shots, and you can't get mad at that. Like, when you die to some shit in this game, like the fucking rolling block and the Old West shotgun and stuff, where you just turn a corner and you get one framed, like, that's a little different, that stuff kills you so quickly because it's what it's designed to do. When those people that sprint at you to knife you, and you sprint past them and they somehow hit your back hitbox and get a one-hit kill knife, those moments are just, that's one of the greatest moments of rage that you can have in Roblox, I would imagine. But they did a great job with this gun, and it's now, is it the first submachine gun in the game with attachments outside of the Mac? So you'll see a lot of this, and you'll see a lot of people thinking this gun needs nerfing. It does not need nerfing. This gun is in a very good place. If you're good at the game, you will destroy. If you're needing like the ultimate Honey Badger-esque Doom machine, this won't be it. Thank you for watching, you take care now.